Have you ever done a haunted house, town, city? The two craziest things I've done is in Colorado, they did a haunted town where like throw you in a coffin and throw you down a hill. I thought that was kind of fun. And the other one was in Vegas where you had to sign a waiver and they like shock you. There's an electric fence. It was fun. I won't lie. I'm a weirdo. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon, wondering what does that intro have to do with the haunting in Venice? Nothing really. But anyway, what is this movie about? This is the third movie in the Kenneth Branagh, Angela Christie movies. First, you had Murder on the Orient Express. The second one was Death on the Nile. And now you have The Haunting in Venice, which is based off the Halloween party story in the Agatha Christie books. So pretty simple premise. I can't pronounce the guy's name, but Kenneth Branagh's character, someone dies, he needs to solve a crime. So I like this one. When thinking about this one, Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express, I still think I prefer Murder on the Orient Express than this one, and then Death on the Nile. Death on the Nile was a little sensual at the very beginning. I didn't know what it was going for. This one, I knew exactly what it was going for. It went down to the roots, tried to do something different with the horror-esque storyline. Even though the horror-esque storyline really wasn't there, the trailer like pumped it up to be this oh shit horror movie, but it wasn't that. I do think the story was pretty good, even though it kind of reminded me of a 1999 movie with a subplot in it. That's what kind of, did I spoil anything? I hope not. Maybe you haven't seen the movie. I have no clue what the hell I'm talking about. Let's put it there. But I think the acting's great. I think the story is pretty good with faith. What is your imagination? What is really in front of you? And just how your past can actually haunt you. But I do think, like I said, it's a little bit of a simplistic story. I did the thing with Knives Out where you can kind of tell the murderer from a mile away. Here, you can tell it from about a half a mile away, even though it does have a solid twist at the end. But let's talk about the positives. I like how Kenneth Branagh directs these films. He does these weird angles. He does these sky shots of gorgeous Italy. I like where the camera is placed. Nothing is symmetrical. It is always, oh, we're going to do this weird angle of a hallway, a weird angle of a room. We're going to do these crazy-esque just angles, and I truly enjoy that for a movie because sometimes you need those, simplistic, you're the center of attention, we're going to get it to you. But here it's like Michelle Yeoh is kind of on this side, and then when you have the camera right here, Tina Fey is almost like right here. Then you have like a camera right here, and like the kid Jude Hill is like right here. So it's never perfectly symmetrical. Then of course you have the like perfect ones where you want Kenneth Branagh to see the back of his head, to see the major gate in front of him. So I do like the stylistic choices of this movie. The cinematography is good. The editing is really good. And I did like how this one decided to go a little bit different with a horror-esque storyline. Even though it decided to go a little bit horror-esque, it is still at its core a murder mystery. And I think Kenneth Branagh does a good job with that. I understand that he kind of wanted to go back to the roots because, like I said, Death on the Nile, it did go to places like we're on a boat, and then we're in Egypt, and we're going to this other location, and we have to go to this hotel. Here is very simplistic. We're at Kenneth Branagh's house, or we are at this haunted house. Period, dot, end of subject, and I think making it more centralized worked for this film. Like I said, I like the acting, I like the overall story premise and the characters, and some of the twists and turns at the very end of the film. Just pay attention to the dialogue. If you're a normal person that could watch a movie like this and just, who has this many movies? Probably not a lot of people, but if you just pay attention to the dialogue slowly where you're like, okay, that guy said something about this, this person says something about that, that connects. There is some stuff where I think they try to say, I got him. You thought this was supposed to connect, especially with this Apple thing, which I'm like, I don't understand what that had to do with anything. I know it tried to connect, but I'm like, did that really connect? Or are we just trying to assume it's supposed to connect? But I'll just say, like I said, it's a very simplistic story. I understood it. And I think it was a conclusion that was satisfying. But however, the build up and what occurs, you're just kind of bummed that it kind of goes that conventional route. It could have done something like, I want to say Scooby-Doo-esque, because that's completely different, but something where you're like, oh, this is like supernatural-esque, and it like makes suspension of disbelief a little bit there, which actually makes you wonder like, who really did it? But like I said, they decided to go that conventional route, which I understand, but as a movie-going experience, I would prefer the unconventionalness to do something a little bit different for my viewing pleasure. But overall, The Haunting of Venice is a well-crafted movie. I enjoyed it. I already own Death on the Nile. I already own Murder on the Orient Express. So, you bet your butts I'm going to own The Haunting in Venice. The Haunting in Venice will receive a 3.5 out of 5 with Futon. It goes at 70%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So critics say 78% with 135 of them. Audience score 50? Really? With none really yet. Critic consensus: a darker and spookier spin on Branagh's Perdo. Haunting in Venice is a decent Halloween snack whose undemanding mystery gets a lift from nifty visuals and an all-star cast. A 50. Now it makes me wonder what the other two got. I'm going to say Death on the Nile was like a 52 and Murder Express a 58, if I had to take a random-ass guess. And my guesses are Murder was a 54, I guess 58, so I was 4% off. And what did I say about the other one? I said it was going to be like a 52 for Death on the Nile. 82. People like Death on the Nile the most, but according to the critics, Murder and Death on the Nile both have 61, while Haunted is a 78. So it's kind of a reverse psychosis for that one. I forgot he was in Tenet. Anyway, Artemis Fowl. Ooh, he was in Artemis Fowl. Did he actually direct that one? I think he directed that one too, actually. Yeah. Anyway, 50, 78, 70. Chase with Hockey here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Futon Topia. Futon, have a great day. I don't care what to say tomorrow, week from now, month, for a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. And are you going to be spooky this Halloween? Are you scared of haunted houses? Man, the more I go to, the merrier.